everyone. Today we're presenting on MARPOL Annex 6, a critical part of international regulation designed to protect our environment from ship pollution. MARPOL, or the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, is divided into 6 annexes, each focused on different types of marine pollution. And Annex 6 specifically addresses air pollution from ships. It was introduced to limit harmful emission like sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, and greenhouse gases, all of which contribute to global warming, acid rain, and respiratory problems in people. To enforce this, Annex 6 sets strict standards on fuel sulfur content, emission control technologies, and energy efficiency. It also designates emission control areas, or ECAs, where a stricter regulation applies. In this presentation, we'll dive into the ways Annex 6 is applied on board ships and in ports to help reduce this emission and support a cleaner, healthier environment. Let's get started. Let's proceed and give you a rundown or the overview. First, yung objective is to minimize air pollution, floating vessels, and protect environment and human health. MARPOL Annex 6 was adopted in 1997 at enforced siya noong 2005. Covered niya yung mga emissions, which is the sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, volatile organic compounds, and ozone depleting substance. Proceed to the purpose of the Annex 6 air pollution.
Hello everyone, today I'll discussing Annex 6 from the International Maritime Organization, also known as IMO. Annex 6 is part of MARPOL Convention, which stands for the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships. This annex focuses on reducing air pollution from ships, which is an important goal for protecting our environment. The main purpose of Annex 6 is to control air pollution caused by the ship and protect the ocean and the air we breathe. Ships use large amount of fuel and release gases that can harm our atmosphere, marine life, and human health. By setting limits on emission, Annex 6 helps reduce the negative impact that ships can have on the environment. Let's break down some of the main points covered in Annex 6. Number 1 is energy efficiency standards. Annex 6 also includes energy efficiency standards from ships. This section sets guidelines to help ships use fuel more efficiently, which reduce the amount of harmful gases they release. New ships must meet minimum efficiency standards, and these are even incentives for using energy efficient technology on board. By making ships more efficient, Annex 6 helps to reduce both pollution and fuel consumption, which is good for environment and save money from the ship's operator. Number 2 is greenhouse emission. Another major part of Annex 6 is the control of greenhouse gas emission, especially carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is one of the main contributor to global warming, so reducing it is essential for fighting climate change. Annex 6 encourages ships to adopt technologies and practices that minimize CO2 emissions, such as using cleaner fuels or even renewable energy source when possible. Number 3 is ozone depleting substance. Annex 6 is also covers ozone depleting substance, or ODS. These are chemicals that can damage the Earth's ozone layer, which protects us from harmful ultraviolet, or also known as UV rays. Ships are required to minimize the use of substances like CFCs or chlorofluorocarbons in their refrigeration and firefighting equipment. By doing so, Annex 6 helps protect the ozone layer and reduce risks related to UV exposure. Number 4 is ship incineration. Another important aspect of Annex 6 is shipboard incineration. Some ship burns waste on board, which can release harmful gases into the air. Annex 6 sets standards for shipboard incinerators, making sure that they don't release excessive pollutants. It also bans certain materials like plastic from being burned on board due to the toxic emission they produce. Number 5 is fuel quality standard. Lastly, Annex 6 addresses fuel quality standard. Ships needs to use fuel that meet a specific standard to limit the amount of the pollution they can create. There are requirements for fuel supplier to provide documentation showing that the fuel meets these standards. By ensuring fuel quality, Annex 6 further reduce harmful emission from the ship. So, why Annex 6 is important? Annex 6 is important because it protects the environment from harmful ship emission by reducing air pollution. It helps prevent acid rain, protect marine and human health, and combat climate change. Additionally, this regulation create a standard that all ships and countries can follow, making global shipping more sustainable. With Annex 6, the maritime industry show its commitment to environmental responsibility. These standards encourage the use of cleaner technologies and better fuel, which help preserve our ocean and air for the future generation. So in summary, Annex 6 is all about reducing air pollution from ships. It sets international standards for fuel quality, energy efficiency, and emission, all of which help create a cleaner, healthier planet. By following this standard, the shipping industry can reduce the impact on the environment and contribute to more sustainable future. Thank you for listening, and I hope this gives you a good understanding of the purpose of Annex 6 in maritime operation.
Definition of terms Annex 6. The MARPOL Annex 6 is a crucial international treaty aimed at reducing air pollution from ships. Here are some key terms defined within the Annex. Emissions. Sulfur oxides. Gaseous compound containing sulfur and oxygen, primarily sulfur dioxide SO2, which contribute to acid rain and air pollution. Nitrogen oxides. Gaseous compounds containing nitrogen and oxygen, primarily nitrogen dioxide, NO2, which contribute to smog and respiratory problems. Particulate matter. Tiny solid particles of liquid droplets suspended in the air, which can cause respiratory and other health issues. Emission control areas. A designated area with stricter emission control standard for ships. ECAS are typically areas with high pollution density or sensitive ecosystem. Fuel requirements. Sulfur content. The maximum allowable sulfur content in fuel oil used by ships, which varies depending on the area of operation. Fuel oil. Any fuel delivered to and intended for combustion in marine diesel or marine gas turbine engines, including gas, distillate, and residual fuels. Energy efficiency. Energy efficiency design index, a measure or a ship's energy efficiency used to set standards for new ship designs. Ship energy efficiency management plan, a plan that outlines a ship's strategy for improving energy efficiency and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Other relevant terms. Ozone depleting substances. Substances that deplete the ozone layer, such as fluorocarbons. Volatile organic compounds. Organic compounds that easily evaporate into the air, contributing to air pollution and smog. Greenhouse gas. A gas that contribute to the greenhouse effect, such as carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, and nitrous oxide, N2O.
Let's proceed to application. And just a rundown, MARPOL Annex 6 is all about reducing air pollution from ships. This is vital because air pollution from sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, and other emissions can harm environment and human health. Applying these regulations on ships means that vessels worldwide have to take active steps to reduce emission. This applies while at sea and when they're in port, especially in emission control areas or ECAS, where stricter standards are enforced. Today, I talk about practical applications of these regulations on ship, from fuel choices to emission control technologies. Okay, fuel management. One of the main ways Annex 6 reduces emissions is by regulating sulfur content in fuels used by ships outside of ECAS. Fuel sulfur content is limited to 0.5% within ECAS. This limit drops to just 0.1%. To prove compliance, ships must carry a bunker delivery note, or BDN for short, which documents the sulfur content of the fuel they use. This is checked during the inspection to ensure they meet the standards. In some cases, instead of using traditional fuels, vessels are opting for alternative fuels like liquefied natural gas or LNG. LNG is a cleaner burning fuel that meets Annex 6 requirements without the need for additional emission control system. Emission control technology. When it's difficult to source low sulfur fuel, ships have the option to install scrubbers, also known as exhaust gas cleaning system. These scrubbers reduce sulfur emission by washing the exhaust gases, removing pollutants before they are released into the atmosphere. Another common technology is the selective catalytic reduction or SCR system, which is primarily used to control NOx emission. SCR works by injecting a substance like ammonia into the exhaust gases, converting NOx into harmless nitrogen and water vapor. These technologies allow ships to comply with Annex 6 standards even if they're using fuels with higher sulfur content, making them vulnerable for operational flexibility. Energy efficiency measures. MARPOL Annex 6 doesn't just focus on pollution from exhaust gases. It also encourages energy efficiency to reduce the overall fuel consumption and, consequently, the greenhouse gases emission from ships. One way it does this through the Ship Energy Efficient Management Plan or SEEMP. This plan outlines specific practices to improve energy use like optimizing speed, route planning, and hull cleaning. There's also the Energy Efficiency Design Index or EEDI, which applies to new ships. It sets a minimum energy efficiency standard that the designer must meet, ensuring that each new generation of ships is more efficient than the last. We have monitoring and compliance. To ensure compliance with these standards, Port State Control Officers conduct inspection when ships enter ports. They check documents like the BDN, emission logs, and verify that any installed emission control systems are working properly. Some ships are also equipped with continuous emission monitoring systems, or CEMs, which track emission in real time. These systems help operators monitor and adjust their operation to stay within regulatory limits. Together, these checks and monitoring systems ensure that ships consistently meet the requirements of MARPOL Annex 6, contributing to a cleaner, healthier environment.
MARPOL Annex 6 Requirement for Control of Emission from Ships. So today, I will discuss MARPOL Annex 6, a crucial regulation designed to control emissions from ships and protect our environment. As shipping is vital for global trade, it's essential that we manage the pollution it creates. So dito, kung ano ang dapat na requirements para mapangalagaan natin yung ating environment. So let's go to the overview of MARPOL Annex 6. MARPOL Annex 6 was adopted in 1997 and came into force in 2005. Its primary goal is to limit the emission of harmful substances from ships, focusing on four main areas: yung sulfur oxides, or SOx, nitrogen oxide, NOx, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and ozone depleting substances or ODS. So each of these pollutants has significant environment and health impacts. So let's go to the key requirements. Sulfur oxides emissions. Sulfur oxides, ships are required to limit the sulfur content in fuel oil. So sa outside designated emission control areas, sinet yung limit by 0.50 mass by mass. Tapos, within designated ECA, 0.10%. So, these areas include coastal regions and certain port zones where air quality is more vulnerable. Lowering sulfur emissions is vital for reducing acid rain and respiratory problems. For nitrogen oxides emissions, new ships built after specific dates must comply with stringent nitrogen oxides emissions. These standards require that newer ships emit significantly less nitrogen oxides, which is important for reducing smog and improving overall air quality. So, para sa volatile organic compounds, this emission primarily come from ships carrying certain cargoes such as crude oil. Under MARPOL Annex 6, these ships must take measures to control VOC or volatile organic compounds during loading and unloading operations. This includes using equipment to capture the reduced emissions, which help limit air pollution. So, sa volatile organic, air pollution, tsaka sa nitrogen oxides para ma-reduce yung air pollution. So, for next, ozone depleting substances. MARPOL Annex 6 prohibits the use of ozone depleting substances on ships. These substances, such as halogens, are harmful to the ozone layer. The regulation requires ships to avoid these materials in their refrigeration, air conditioning, and fire extinguishing system to protect our atmosphere. So let's go to the compliance and enforcement. To ensure compliance, ships must carry an International Air Pollution Prevention IAPP certificate, which verifies that they meet the necessary emissions standards. Port state control authorities conduct inspections to check for compliance, helping to enforce these regulations effectively. Yan dapat, bawat ships may IAPP certificate. So, for the overall conclusion for MARPOL Annex 6, it plays a vital role in controlling emissions from ships and protect our environment by regulating pollutants like SOx, NOx, VOCs, and ODS. We can improve air quality and public health. It's essential for all of us to understand and support these regulations for a cleaner, more sustainable future. Thank you for your attention.
Let's now move to the regulations on energy efficiency for ships, a key components of MARPOL Annex 6. These regulations are essential to reducing greenhouse gases emissions from shipping, which is crucial for protecting our environment and meeting global climate goals. To start, MARPOL Annex 6 includes regulations that aims to improve the energy efficiency of ships and reduce their fuel consumption and emissions. The primary frameworks under Annex 6 are the Energy Efficiency Design Index or EEDI and the Ship Energy Efficiency Management Plan or SEEMP. The EEDI is a technical measures aimed at new ships. It sets a minimum energy efficiency level that ship must meet based on their type and size. The idea is to encourage the use of fuel-efficient technologies and designs in all new ships. Each type of ships like tanker, bulk carriers, and container ships has a specific EEDI requirements. These requirements have also become stricter over time, which pushes shipbuilders to design vessels that use less fuel and produce fewer emissions. The EEDI sets reduction target, meaning that each generation of new ships must meet a higher standard of energy efficiency than the last. This ensures continuous improvement in fuel efficiency, reducing overall CO2 emissions. The next regulation is the SEEMP or Ship Energy Efficiency Management Plan, which is an operational measure for both new and existing ships. Unlike the EEDI focuses on design efficiency for new ships, SEEMP is about improving operational efficiency for all ships. This plan encourages ships to operate as efficiently as possible, minimizing fuel consumption and emissions throughout their lifetime. Recently, the Carbon Intensity Indicator or CII was introduced as an additional measure. The CII is aimed at reducing the carbon intensity per unit of cargo and distance traveled. Ships are rated annually from A to E based on their carbon intensity. The CII encourages ongoing improvements in carbon efficiency and adds accountability by showing which ships are the most environmental friendly. These regulations bring several benefits. They help reduce fuel costs for ships operators, lower CO2 emissions, and encourage innovation in greener ships design and operations. However, there are also challenges. For example, retrofitting older ships to meet these standards can be costly, and smaller shipping companies may face technical and financial barriers. Additionally, the regulations need regular updates to keep pace with advancement in technology. In conclusion, the regulations on energy efficiency under MARPOL Annex 6, EEDI, SEEMP, and CII plays a crucial role in making shipping more sustainable. These measures push the industry towards greater energy efficiency, aligning with global goals to reduce emissions and protect our planet. Let's now move to decarbonization in Annex 6. To start with some context, shipping produces a lot of greenhouse gas emissions, around 3% of world's total CO2. That may not sound like much, but it's actually more than some entire countries produce. This is a big problem because CO2 and other emissions contribute to climate change. To address this, the International Maritime Organization or IMO set a goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from ships by at least 50% by 2050, aiming for net zero emissions later in the century. Now, MARPOL Annex 6 is one of the key tools for achieving this. Under this annex, ships have to follow a certain rules to improve their energy efficiency and lower their emissions. Two of the main regulations here are the Energy Efficiency System Ship Index or EEXI and the Carbon Intensity Indicator or CII. The EEXI is focused on the design of a ship It checks if a ship meets a set standard for fuel efficiency based on its size, type, and engine power. This is a one-time certification, meaning ships only need to pass it once, but it's still a major step because it forces older ships to either upgrade or limit their power to reduce emissions. The CII, on the other hand, is all about how the ship operates. These rules measures a ship's carbon intensity, basically how much CO2 it produces for the amount of work it does. Each ship gets a yearly rating from A to E, with A being the best. If the ship is rated D for 3 years in a row or gets an E rating, it's required to make an improvement. So CII keeps ships accountable every year and encourage them to adopt more efficient practices. To meet these standards, ships are using three main strategies. The first is alternative fuels. One of the biggest shifts is toward cleaner fuels. Many ships are starting to use liquefied natural gas or LNG, which produce less CO2 than traditional heavy fuel oil. In the future, we may see even cleaner options like hydrogen and biofuels. However, these fuels aren't widely available yet and they can be expensive, so there's still a long way to go before they become a common in shipping. The second is energy efficient technologies. Ships are also adding new technologies to improve their fuel efficiency. One example is air lubrication system, which creates a layer of bubbles along the hull to reduce frictions. Another is waste heat recovery system, which captures heat from the engine and turn it into an energy for the ships. Even designing hulls in more aerodynamic shapes can help ships cut down on fuels. The third is operational changes. Lastly, many ships are making simple operational changes that can still make a big difference. For instance, optimizing routes can help ships avoid unnecessary detours, saving both time and fuels. Some ships are also reducing their speed, which may slow down trips but can also lead to a huge fuel savings over time. There are also energy management systems on board that helps monitor fuel use and suggest ways to be more efficient. The challenges are, while these challenges are promising, they're not always easy to implement. For one thing, the new technology and alternative fuels are expensive. Some smaller shipping companies may struggle to afford upgrades or switch to cleaner fuels. Also, not all ports have the infrastructure to support these new fuels like LNG or hydrogen, which means it's not always possible for ships to refuel with cleaner options. In summary, Marpol Annex 6 is pushing the ship industry towards a more sustainable future. By enforcing rules like EEXI and CII, it encourages ships to become more energy efficient, adopt cleaner technologies, and reduce their carbon footprints. Although there are challenges, the progress being made could have a big impact on the environment and help slow down the effects of climate change.
As we come to the end of our presentation on Marple X Annex 6, let's take a moment to appreciate the impact of these regulations. Marple Annex 6 isn't just about the rules and numbers, it's about making a difference in health of our oceans, our air, and our communities. By setting limits on emission like sulfur oxides and nitrogen oxides, Annex 6 ensures that ships operate more responsibly, reducing their footprint on the environment. Focus on energy efficiency also means that ships are constantly improving, getting smarter about the fuel use and reducing greenhouse gases. For us, as future mariners, understanding and following this regulation will be a big part of our day-to-day work. We're stepping into a global industry that's actively working towards a cleaner, greener future and will play a vital role in that journey. So let's keep in mind that every action we take to comply with Marple Annex 6 contributes to a healthier planet. Thank you all for your attention and for being part of this important conversation. We hope this presentation has shed light on why Marple Annex 6 matters for the maritime industry, for the environment, and for all of us.